Welcome back to Peer-Guided DBT Lessons, provided by DBT Skills application, Peers Helping Peers. This week's lesson, marked 2-6 in our Distress Tolerance module, we will be looking at Improve Skills. Please keep in mind that we're simply peers helping peers, working together to bring about more peaceful, constructive, and ultimately happier lives. In other words, a life worth living. We use the improve skills to help accept pain and therefore to reduce suffering. Improve the moment. I for imagery, M for meaning, P for prayer, R for relax, O for one thing in the moment, V for vacation, and finally E for encouragement. Pain in life is inevitable, but suffering and misery are not. These can result from the way we respond to pain. The more we fight against it, the more likely we are to experience negative emotions, such as anger, hopelessness, and despair, and the harder it becomes to identify changes that can help. Like those Chinese finger trap toys, the more forcefully we tug to release our index fingers, the more tightly ensnared they become. Calming down and taking stock of the situation opens the means to escape. Using improve in the moment of crisis gives time to cool down and think more clearly and logically through the situation. It gives a short break from the distress. So let's start with our first letter I for imagery. Imagery is tapping into our ingenious imagination to create images that will improve our emotional state. Images in this case are not limited to the visual pictures, but also include sounds, smells, and any other sensory information that flows through our mind when we encounter a specific thought or feeling. Allow yourself to fully tap into and notice all of the sensory details of the scene that you are imagining. Allow yourself to imagine how you would feel different physically if you were present in this scene. In other words, relaxed or calm. Rest in the richness of the imagery for as long as it takes for you to notice your emotional experience shifting to one of greater calm and peacefulness. Use your imagination to take a trip to the beach. What do you see? Describe it to yourself in detail. What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you hear? What do you feel? Can you feel your muscles relaxing? Or perhaps this is more peaceful to you. Or maybe you would get more relief by locking everyone else out. Wherever you decide to go, remember the more detail you imagine, the more you will benefit from your trip. I want to stress here that you make sure you have your return ticket since this is only a short break. The next letter is M for meaning. Improve the moment by finding meaning in the moment or situation you're in. This does not mean justifying things that happen to you or are done to you, nor does it mean excusing the pain of the moment or invalidating it. But it can mean finding a positive spin on the situation. This makes you feel better about the problem. What can this crisis or tolerating this crisis do for you? What will you get out of it? If we compare the problems in life to sandpaper and ourselves to an unpolished rock, life's challenges polish us in various ways, from mild nuisances, which are not very abrasive, to trials, which are somewhat abrasive, to problems that are abrasive, to crises that are very abrasive, all of which, given the opportunity, will allow us to grow and shine. The greater the problem we face, the more abrasive it is, but also the more the sanding and polishing power it has. The coarser the sandpaper, the more power it has to reshape us and smooth out pits and chips that life may have caused along the way. When going through hardships and pain, remind yourself, if you don't avoid it and survive it without making things worse, you are one step closer to this, a better you. Here's a beautiful quote by Vex King. The reason why some people are so kind is because the world has been so unkind to them that they don't want other people to feel the way they did. We all face storms in life. We need to remember that they will pass. And also, if we allow it, they'll leave behind fertile conditions for new and healthy growth. The next letter in our IMPROVE acronym is the letter P for prayer. Prayer is used in conjunction with dialectical behavior therapy is another tool that can be employed to aid us in acceptance of our distress. The definition of prayer found in most dictionaries is a supplication towards something greater than ourselves. Some situations may be more traumatic for our inner child, due to present circumstances bringing pain that we incurred as children back into our memory. In those cases, perhaps that cry for help would be directed to the adult within. Perhaps we are in emotion mind when facing a distressing situation, and we are aware that we are not able to get through it without making things worse from our present mind state. In a situation like that, it could be very beneficial to plead for the help of wise mind. For those of you who have religious faith, this can be a very powerful tool. Praying to God for guidance during times of distress may help you tolerate it more effectively, or help you in feeling less alone in it. Let's consider how the Serenity Prayer coincides with DBT. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. The first section of the prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. This sounds very much like asking for radical acceptance. The next section, courage to change the things I can. Doesn't this sound like proceed mindfully, effectively? And the last section, and wisdom to know the difference, which is wise mind defined. So the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference, is very close to the skills we're learning. Our next letter is R for relaxation. It's a great help to learn a relaxation technique to help us unwind and bring our tensions and anxiety under control. When we feel anxious or stressed, our breathing rate increases, as does our blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, sweating, state of mental arousal, and adrenaline flow. Relaxation helps to decrease all those things. There are various ways in which to achieve relaxation. Most use breath control in some way. Whichever method you choose, regular practice will help. Some examples are progressive muscle relaxation, tense, relax, muscular relaxation. Meditation, guided imagery or visualization. Biofeedback, self-regulation of bodily functions. In other words, slowing heart rate. Massage, aromatherapy, Tai Chi, yoga. Music. New Age music may incorporate natural sounds for relaxation, such as whale song, rain, waves, etc., either used alone or with any of the above methods. Our next letter is O, for one thing in the moment. When your mind is scattered or your physical movements are erratic and hurried, is it really surprising to you that your emotional state responds with a state of arousal or distress? Use the tool of mindfulness to deliberately focus on just one thing at a time. Stop. When overwhelmed with stressors, thoughts, or emotions, intentionally focusing on a single thing for a set period of time can help calm the storm. This skill is linked with the one mindful aspect within the how skills of mindfulness. Our next letter is V for vacation. Looking at some of the synonyms for vacation could help align the word closer to what is meant by this skill. Just a few that would be a closer match to the intended use here might be break, recess, respite, rest, time off, leave, breathing space, intermission, and spell. There are actually as many listed for a short recess as there are for a longer period of time or trip. It can mean closing the curtain on the situation for a break, taking time to get up and stretch, leave the scene, and do something else for a bit. It can mean taking a recess from the situation, maybe taking some time out to play for a while. While not avoiding what we need to do, many people find this to be a useful tool whenever they are feeling overwhelmed about a deadline. We all can find it useful when we want to escape from a negative situation. Taking a recess from our stress to regroup can do wonders for our nervous system. A mini vacation away from a crisis can help us to gain some perspective. For this short mini vacation to be most effective, allow yourself to truly tune in to the present moment and let go of your thoughts and worries about what you believe you should be doing. Be fully present to the pleasant sensations of your mini vacation and allow yourself the gift of truly enjoying and savoring the moment. Some examples of a brief vacation might include get in bed, pull the covers up over your head, go to the beach or the woods or a park for the day or an afternoon. Get a magazine or some form of easy reading and enjoy doing something superfluous just because you want to. Turn off your phone for the day or a couple of hours and give yourself a mental break from being constantly connected all the time. Take a blanket to the park and sit on it for a whole afternoon. Play a game on your phone. play a low-intensity video game or a life simulator. This does not mean running away, permanently avoiding, or taking a permanent vacation. All it means is momentarily getting away from the distress. Determine whether you are healthily taking a vacation, using distraction, or are unhealthily avoiding or running away from the situation. And finally, the letter E for encouragement. We all need encouragement to keep motivation levels high and to maintain focus on our chosen goals. This doesn't mean that you need to have a cheering squad at your side, pushing you along. You can give powerful and motivating encouragement to yourself in this very moment. In order for encouragement to be effective, it must be genuine. It is quite likely that you will know when you are feeding yourself false affirmations and hope. Be honest with yourself and give yourself realistic yet hopeful encouragement in the present moment. For example, if you're experiencing persistent sadness or intrusive anxiety, give yourself authentic encouragement by reminding yourself that these emotions are temporary, that you have gotten through times like this in the past, and that this too will pass. Keep your focus on the positive consequences that lie ahead when you direct your thoughts and actions in healthy, productive directions. During times of distress, it's likely that judgments and negative, intrusive thoughts will accompany you on your way. Reframing the way you talk to yourself can help change the messages your brain takes in about your ability to cope, even on a biological level. Try swapping "I can't do anything right" and "I hate myself" to some kinder and more gentle words of encouragement, such as "It's okay, I've got this," one step at a time. So in recapping, we can improve the moment with imagery, meaning, prayer, relaxation, one thing in the moment, vacation, and encouragement. Be sure to check the video description in the comments below. You'll find a link to the website lesson that accompanies this video. You will also find links to the handouts and worksheets created to complement this video. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like it. Please join us next time in our peer-guided DBT lessons distress tolerance module as we look at urge surfing. And please check out our YouTube channel where our entire DBT course is now available. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.